experiments on heat. We are going to investigate conduction, convection and radiation. Conduction is the movement of heat through a solid object that does not move.
First we set up the experiment as it shows us in the diagram.
We need a vase, a knife across the vase, a box and the candle placed on the purple box. We need 3 pieces of wax, one for the top, the middle and the ends.
What do you think would happen to the wax, Geraldine?
I think the wax might fall off.
How about you, Rachel?
I think the wax will melt in turns.
Look, the wax is already melting at the beginning. You are right, Rachel. The wax is melting.
But why did the wax at the beginning melt first? Maybe it's the nearest to the candle.
Yes, the heat from the candle is travelling along the knife, melting the wax in its path.
Then the wax in the middle will melt next. And then the wax at the end will melt last because it is the furthest away from the heat. Is this heating by conduction, convection or radiation?
Well, I think it's conduction because the heat travels through the knife and the knife does not move, and it's also a solid object.
Convection is the movement of heat through a fluid that moves.
In this experiment, we have to see what will happen when hot-coloured water mixes with cold water. What do you think will happen when the hot water mixes with the cold water?
Well, I think the cold water will change colour.
First, we will take the warm-coloured water and put it in the bucket. Next, we have to take the cold water and put this cardboard over it. Then we have to tip the water over and place it on top of this warm-coloured water and see what will happen. Next, we will pull out the cardboard and see what will happen.
But I thought the cold water was poured into the hot water.
But it was the opposite. The hot water rose to meet the cold water, making the cold water warmer.
But how did the heating occur? Was it through conduction, convection or radiation?
Well, it wasn't through conduction because the object moved.
And it wasn't through radiation because there was no light involved.
So it must have been convection. Radiation is an invisible heat from a light source.
We have done experiments on conduction and convection.
Now let's do an experiment of radiation.
Usually the sun is a source of radiation, but instead we will use this lamp.
I think the light will melt the wax. Look, the wax is melting. We cannot see the heat because it is invisible.
The wax is melting because of radiation.